Where are we going to put all this stuff?
Get out of the snack aisle!
Greg Wallace and greengrocer Chris Babin are back for another mission.
Eureka!
Helping families get their food spend under control.
That's the biggest food bill I've ever seen.
They're taking over kitchens.
Oh my God!
What have we done?
To find out where we can spend less.
I think it tastes nice.
If that's saving money, then bring it on.
They'll be delving into popular food and drink.
And this one's better looking than my co-presenter.
I need another partner.
And giving the great British public their say.
I really don't like this one.
With budget-busting recipes.
I love the chips. Go Manny, go Manny.
You've amazed me.
A lot of people say that.
Will Greg and Chris prove that you can eat well for less?
This isn't as simple as saving money. This is about changing a family's diet for the better.
This week, we're with the Saney family, who are seduced by supermarket offers.
One ready salted and two onion.
OK. Whoa! That's a lot of crisps.
And gorge on too many snacks and sweet treats.
We want to teach our children to eat well.
It's not a good example for them to follow, is it?
Greg and Chris have their work cut out,
You want to stick your head in it, don't you?
trying to change habits of a lifetime.
This isn't as simple as saving money. This is a serious challenge.
We're in Sutton Coldfield with the Saney family.
Don't lean forward.
Mum Jyoti and Dad Vijay have two children. 8-year-old Arun and 4-year-old Priya.
I'm enjoying this.
We never get a chance on the swing. Well, we've been married 11 years. I remember the date, do you?
Was it 18th of October, was it?
No, actually it was the 19th.
Arun, Priya, come downstairs. We're going to be late again.
Both parents juggle looking after two kids with working full-time. Jyoti is a pharmacist and Vijay is a manager of a medical centre.
Let's go.
Life's pretty hectic, so thinking about what's for dinner for the family is a daily challenge for Mum.
I'm not a very good planner on my meals. I tend to wait till the day and maybe 5 o'clock think, what am I going to make tonight? Sometimes it's a bit of a mishmash.
But it's not just Mum's busy schedule that affects the family's diet. Like many of us, she just can't resist a bargain.
I'd say I'm a coupon addict. I'm probably a coupon queen. I've got so many coupons. I'm always looking for a good deal. But those coupons and vouchers influence the items I'll buy. And they may include things that may be unhealthy or items that actually I didn't need. For example, we don't really drink coffee, but I was really lured into buying the big tub that was on offer at £10.
You know, you live for coupons, Joe, and you need to change.
Mum's coupon addiction is dictating the way the whole family eats.
The current diet is becoming very monotonous and boring. Jyoti's not actually thinking about buying food to actually make a meal out of, isn't it?
That's probably correct.
Not only does Jyoti buy way more than she needs, she also buys all the wrong things for her snackaholic family.
If I'm honest, I probably spend the most money on snacks, so things like crisps, particularly What's-Its.
Even when she cooks a traditional Indian curry for her vegetarian family,
Priya, do you want some crisps?
out come their favourite cheesy puffs.
The children will always want snacks in the evening. And I think actually it can be a bad example if we are doing those things, particularly Vijay. It gives the children the assurance that it's the correct thing to do.
And the out-of-control snacking carries on after meals, this time on sweet treats, with Dad Vijay the biggest culprit.
You can't eat all that.
Again. In a typical evening, I will help myself to 6 or 7 biscuits, a bar of chocolate, and even a slice of cake. This cake's absolutely gorgeous.
I really need some help changing our eating habits.
We eat the same thing day in, day out. We just need saving. We're stuck in this rut and we just need to, obviously try and get out of it. I think I'm ready for bed. I've had enough.
I think you need a walk.
Here in the UK, we spend over £100 billion every year in supermarkets. But how much are these stores changing the way we shop? Are special offers enticing us to buy products we didn't intend to? Greg and Chris head to the Saney family's local supermarket to lie in wait for their next big shop.
Look at this, Greg. No sooner are you through the door and you're hit with a barrage of deals. Save £1, any 3 for £4, and it's all confectionery, crisps and chocolate.
If you do enjoy a chocolate biscuit or a bag of crisps, I mean, that's more than tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will the snack-obsessed Saneys be able to resist the tempting deals on all their favourite treats? It's time to find out because they've just arrived to do the family shop. True to form, Jyoti and Vijay are immediately drawn to the snack deals.
I'll just get these crisps. Or shall we get both?
Get both. Yeah, you better do. They're on offer, all right, so get both of them.
Yeah.
They're so distracted by the multi-bag crisps, they haven't noticed 2 new shop assistants lurking around the supermarket.
These are on.
Owen likes
Likes
those.
these.
Yeah.
So we get these as well.
Greg and Chris decide to retreat to the storeroom to listen in to the Saneys shop.
These are on offer.
Any 3 for £4.
1 ready salted and 2 cheese and onion.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa! That's a lot of crisps.
These are on offer as well, so we'll get one of those.
Jyoti is very much drawn to a deal.
Do they need these items, or are they simply buying them because they're on offer?
Let's get to the cake aisle.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, we're in the world of cakes now.
Your
Button bread.
favourite.
Yeah, look,
Go.
save 49 pence on that as well.
So I'll have that
I'm
then.
surprised you didn't see that.
Oh, my goodness.
Get
No,
Madeira.
I'm going to get
Okay.
Madeira cake aisle. I'll have that tonight.
More cakes. Picking up snack deals. There's no food cane in here, mate. What do they have for dinner?
Oh, look, there's some red peppers here.
You want these then?
Hey, we're walking to fresh fruit and veg.
Oh, thank you.
Should we get a pineapple? Erin likes pineapples.
This would be a good substitute for all the cakes, wouldn't it? You know, nice, sweet, juicy pineapples.
I still can't work out what's for dinner.
Maybe they don't have any main meals. Maybe they don't eat a meal.
No way.
I don't know.
You think they just graze all the time?
It could be, couldn't it?
Hang on, is that more crisps?
Oh, you should... Oh, look, that popcorn.
We're back in
I've
the
had that
snacks.
before.
Get out of the snack aisles.
They cannot be buying more crisps.
24 for £3, 18 for £3.50.
Everything that's gone in the trolley has been a half-price offer or a deal.
Where are we going to put all this stuff?
Good question.
I guess you want your biscuits.
Of course I do. No.
We're in the biscuit
Oh,
aisle.
my goodness, surely not.
Look, any 2 for £2.
Yeah, but look at the size. Oh,
It's
so
the
that's
same.
cheaper, yeah, OK.
This is unbelievable.
I'm worried about their health.
Finally, it's clear what they eat for dinner when the Saneys arrive in the frozen aisle.
Why don't you get one of those and 1 Kiev? But I don't
Frozen
think
meat
it's
substitutes. I see. That's what's making up the base of their meals.
4 of those and 2 burgers?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're making proper meals at all. And it looks like they're grazing and snacking far too much.
Should we go
Right.
and pay then?
Yep, I think that's it. Come on then.
That's it.
Do you know what? I think I've seen enough. Let's go.
Your favourite?
Unable to keep hidden any longer, Chris and Greg head to the checkout to ambush our unsuspecting snack addicts.
We've been watching you.
Hello, nice to meet you. Hello.
We've been watching you in the storeroom. Are you seriously going to eat all these crisps and cakes?
We will
not
polish.
literally straight away. We will eat
It'll take
them
us a
over
while,
a
but
period
we
of
can
time.
we can
But
do
of course, if certain things are on offer, then it's worth
it. See, it's
taking
all
them
about
in.
the offers.
A balanced diet for you guys means equal-sized cakes in each hand, doesn't it?
You're right
I
there.
don't eat as many cakes.
Me cakes.
You love cake.
Let's get this rung up, shall we?
Time to tot up the Saneys shopping. Will Jyoti have saved money on her multi-buy deals, or have they bought way more than they need?
Oh, some crisps. Yeah, oh, hang on. There's some more crisps.
But they were on offer.
Oh, hang on. There's some more crisps.
Only because they're on offer.
In this shop alone, the Sainies have bought nearly 60 bags of crisps. How much is this snack mountain going to set them back?
How much do you think you spent?
I'd probably say about 95.
I think you're in for a bit of a surprise. You spent £151.
Let me check, I might have some vouchers.
All right.
I always come with my coupons.
Can the Coupon Queen's vouchers bring that huge total down?
Your bill now comes to £136.98. Anyway, listen, we've got to get your trolley full of snacks home. Come on.
The average four-person family spends £82.90 a week on food and drink. So even with Jyoti's coupons, the Sainies have spent over 60% more than the national average.
I can actually see myself now, the amount of crisps and biscuits and things that we actually have bought, and maybe we do really need to change.
The Sainies' snacking is out of control. But Greg and Chris are determined to help the family improve their eating habits.
Having it all laid out here in front of you, are you surprised by some of the things you've bought and maybe some of the amounts of things you've bought?
You know, laid out, I can see how it looks now.
With this shopping that you did today, confectionery is 20% of your spend.
Right.
You surprised by
I'm
that?
very
yeah.
That's surprising, mate.
It does bother me now. Now
Well,
I know.
The main culprit who eats a lot of this is actually me. And something's obviously going wrong. We're obviously not getting the right balance of meals.
You do need some variety, I think. You're getting bored with it.
We are, and actually we've got stuck in this sort of cycle, you know, buying the same things, going down the same aisles. My habit of then obviously getting these coupons because I'm buying those things, it's kind of like stuck in a rut, really.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that we can help you with this stuff. You are stuck. I mean, we need this looked at, I think, because there may well be a health and nutrition issue here.
I do worry about the risk of conditions such as diabetes and heart disease and cholesterol. You know, those things do worry me. We want to teach our children to eat well.
It's not a good example for them to follow, is it?
No.
Crisps and chocolate biscuits.
I really think we need to look at limiting the intake, especially if you want to save money and improve your diet.
Even with Jyoti's coupons, that amount of snacks must weigh heavy on the wallet.
We've got your last 3 weeks' shopping bills.
Oh dear.
You're spending, on average, £106 a week.
My God.
Which is about sort of £20, £25 above the national average for a
Is it?
family of four. Is there anything specific that any money saved on your grocery shopping would enable you to do or help with?
I think we'd use that money towards renewing another gym membership. I do want the children to eat more healthier and be more active.
Before tightening their purse strings, the family used to enjoy going to the gym every weekend. They'd need around £25 a week to renew their membership.
So we take away all your food, we put it in neutral packaging. Some products we will swap, some we won't, and we'll let you know whether they were swapped or not.
You up for it, guys?
You up for
Definitely up
changing
for
your
it.
eating?
Definitely up for it. Can I just take a packet of crisps before we take it all away?
If Greg and Chris can save the Sainies money on their weekly bills, then the whole family will benefit from a new, healthier lifestyle.
This isn't as simple as saving money. This is about changing a family's diet for the better. They're completely bored with what they're eating.
A good, balanced vegetarian diet doesn't need to be boring. You know, there's such a wonderful array of different meals you can make, none of which come out of the freezer. And we need to address this absolute necessity to continually snack and eat unhealthy foods.
What about healthier snacks?
Healthier snacks has to be an option because I think VJ's sweet tooth needs to be addressed.
I mean, that man snacks like a thing possessed. I mean, to get that guy off of crisps and cake is no easy task.
Stopping snacking might be a bridge too far, but if we can swap or give them a healthier alternative that they're still happy with, that's definitely got to be the key.
So we need to save this family money, enhance their diet, make it more varied, and make their diet more nutritionally balanced. This is a serious challenge.
While the Sainies were out, we gave their kitchen a bit of a makeover and barred the family from most of the cupboards.
Wow, look Look at all those.
There's a lot of cupboards that we can't go into. I'm a little bit concerned about that.
Out of bounds, that
Out
is.
of bounds, Priya. Look, anything with an X, right, we can't go into, okay?
We've got chickpeas, kidney beans.
We've taken away their usual brands and replaced them with a range of alternatives disguised in plain packaging. Most will be cheaper, some won't have been swapped at all, and others will be more expensive because sometimes it is worth spending the extra.
I found some, looks like they're crisps. That's got to last us for all this time, just between that. We could eat that, one of us ourselves.
I'm going to have this.
Shall we see what's in the fridge as well? Oh, wow. Come on, let's have a look.
Shall I open it?
Yeah, let's
Shall
have a
we
look.
see?
Have a look. Hang on a minute. We can't touch that. We can't touch that.
That's really not fair because you can't go into the chocolate section.
Oh, never mind.
Oh dear. There seems to be a lot more vegetables in there than we would normally have. I'm really looking forward to cooking with some new flavours. I think the taste of the ingredients will maybe inspire me to try new things.
I'm just a little bit concerned as to how I'm going to cope. There's no sweets or chocolates at all.
But you might feel full.
I might do, yeah. Let's try it.
Actually, if you feel full, you won't want those other things like the cake and the biscuits.
It's the start of the food swap experiment. First up, cereal.
Kids, VJ, breakfast.
We've swapped the kids' usual cereal for a supermarket-owned brand that's 70 pence cheaper. But will the kids spot the swap?
Very different.
What do you think, Priya?
The same.
You think the same?
Jury's out as to whether it's been swapped, but do they like it?
It's nice.
It's nice.
Did you like them, Priya?
Yeah, I like brown.
So if we give you this every day, then you'll be happy with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Joe. We've done a swap here already.
This cereal has got less sugar and salt than the kids' usual brand. Plus, Mum Jyoti could save more than £36 a year with this swap alone. Great news. The family continue trialling their new food, trying to work out which of their favourite brands have been switched. Some food they like,
It's really nice.
It's really nice.
some they don't.
I don't know about this, Jyoti.
And some they're convinced have been swapped.
It's a different brand of cheese, this is.
I don't think it's as strong as the other Red Leicester we've had. I think it's been swapped.
Are you sure about that?
Could do with a few crisps in there.
See? That's terrible, that is.
I know.
What's worse, VJ, is that you guys don't recognise your usual cheese. The Sainies are stuck in a food rut. So as well as individual food swaps, Chris and Greg have given the family recipes for new meals. Today, Jyoti's making bean burgers.
Burgers are one of the children's favourites. Even VJ loves his burgers. I'm going to make them with kidney beans and fresh vegetables. So hopefully it'll be more wholesome and filling for them.
Jyoti would usually grab ready-made burgers from the freezer, but she's making these ones from scratch, frying up onions, carrots and fresh herbs to add to the kidney beans.
I do want to do more cooking from fresh, but I find it really difficult to factor in the time. I think if I made these regularly, I would get quicker at making them. Actually, I'm quite excited about how they're going to taste because it actually smells really nice now.
Once the mixture's made, Jyoti uses flour to bind it into burger patties and fries them lightly on both sides.
They smell really nice. I'm really excited now.
Grubs up.
Wow!
Jyoti's hoping the meal swap will tickle the family's taste buds.
Nice.
Really nice. Priya, do you like it?
This new meal is 79 pence cheaper than the frozen version they usually eat. If they adopt this meal swap once a week, they'd save over £41 a year.
It's more tasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was really nice.
I could have another one.
And not a cheesy puff in sight. But will the next swap be as successful?
Frozen yoghurt today. What do you think?
Good.
Their beloved ice cream that's high in sugar and fat has been replaced with healthier frozen yoghurt.
I want a big portion.
How big? Big as a house? That big? Ooh.
It's £2.29 cheaper than the premium ice cream they usually buy. So if they guzzle a tub a week, they'll save over £119 annually. And think of the calories saved too.
That's nice. Is it nice?
Yeah.
I think this has gone down really well. There's only half left.
Could this healthier dessert option be a swap for the Sainies?
If I bought the ice cream or I bought the frozen yoghurt, which one would you prefer?
Frozen yogurt!
Well, if that's not a resounding yes, then I don't know what is. One of the boys' biggest challenges was to get Jyoti cooking homemade meals that are quick to prepare. They've come to meet dietitian Lucy Jones, who's come up with a super fast way to knock up an Italian classic.
What we're going to do today is actually make a risotto in the microwave.
Can that be done?
Well, we're going to prove it can.
Wow, this I really want to see.
First, mix chopped onions, butter and risotto rice in a microwavable bowl.
So this is amazing. This is really going to shorten the length of time it takes to make a risotto, isn't it?
Which will hopefully make it a much more achievable meal for people to have during the week when they're time poor.
It can take up to an hour to make a risotto the traditional way, so this microwave method would appeal to anyone short of time. After 3 minutes in the microwave, add tomatoes.
So this is actually tomato passata, which is sieved, reduced tomatoes, so you don't get any of the seeds or the skin, and it's slightly thicker than if you were using tin tomatoes. And of course, most people use stock to make their risotto, so we're going to add in a stock cube for good measure.
The last ingredients are chopped cherry tomatoes and grated mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Lovely.
And you know, when it comes to cheeses, mozzarella is a pretty good choice because it's much lower in saturated fat than things like hard cheeses.
Cover in cling film and return to the microwave.
We need to retain more heat in the actual jar while it's cooking. That will allow the risotto rice to really absorb the water and plump up.
You may have just revolutionised the cooking of risotto.
And after only 10 minutes, it's ready.
Okay. So here we go. Let's take this off and have a look at it.
That actually looks all right. Can I get in there? That has absorbed that liquid.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
That is a creamy risotto in less than 25 minutes. There you are. Shall we?
Thank you.
But how does it taste?
That is remarkable.
That's lovely and soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I was really doubtful. If I hadn't have seen it and eaten it, I don't think I'd have believed it. How did we do on the cost of this?
This entire jar full of risotto here came to £2.27.
Wow.
Around 57 pence per person.
That's incredible. Good value, great tasty meal, and very easy to make. I tell you, you wouldn't need a packet of crisps after that, would you?
If VJ ate that, he wouldn't want a crisp for a month.
But old habits are hard to break, and it's not long before VJ's got the urge to snack.
Here we go. Look at that. Don't look like my usual brand.
We've swapped VJ's favourite fried crisps for a lower fat baked option.
Oh, that's so nice. Right. Cheese and onion as well. My favourite.
These crisps have got 70% less fat but cost 50 pence more. Will the health benefits be enough to persuade VJ to make the swap?
I would say that these are actually baked and not fried.
Got it in one, you sure know your crisps. And you're not alone. We're a nation of crisp munchers, from budget bags to luxury hand-cooked brands. We blow over £1 billion on these salted, savoury snacks every year. But do you get what you pay for? Or is it just an illusion? Hey presto, we're in Southend-on-Sea with the Southend Sorcerers Society
Look at the card for me, remember it, you can show it to other people if you want.
to trial one of the nation's favourite flavours, salt and vinegar.
I'd probably go for Walker's Crisps because you know what you're going to get, and I suppose for other brands you sometimes don't know what they're going to be like.
Is it the Four of Hearts? It was indeed, thank you. A cheaper brand I don't think has as much taste. I'm going to sound quite snobby now, not a depth of flavour. Just they don't taste potatoey, they don't have that real nice when you bite into them.
I'm a student, so the cheaper it is, the more likely I'm going to buy it. However, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if the more expensive ones are going to be tastier than the cheaper ones. I'll write down a little prediction, save in my pocket, and show it to you later.
This psychic student hasn't even taken a bite yet. Today, our magicians will taste Lidl, the lowest priced at just 53 pence for 100 grams, Asda at 57 pence, Morrison's, also 57 pence, firm favourites Walker's at £1, and at the top end of the market, Tyrrell's hand-cooked crisps, costing £1.33 per 100 grams. Which brand will cast a spell over the magicians? First up, the lowest priced.
It just doesn't taste of anything.
There's not much flavour in them.
They're very salty. And not a lot of vinegar.
Next, a leading brand.
Better than the first ones.
No, see, I'd have to disagree. I don't like them. And they are quite greasy. They just stick to your mouth a bit more as well.
I'd say that these are Walkers, if I had to guess.
I'd say these are nicer than the blue ones for sure.
Definitely.
Moving on to a supermarket crisp.
Oh, lovely.
These actually taste like
They taste like an own brand one. I like them.
I think these are our favourites so far.
Yes, absolutely.
Next up, another supermarket brand.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
They're quite strong, aren't they?
Oh my goodness.
Overpowering, not crunchy.
So which crisps did the conjurers think had the perfect crunch?
We're finally about to find out the results, which is...
Voila! Asda, one of the cheaper own brands, came out on top. In second place was premium brand Tyrrell's. Third was the lowest priced offering from Lidl. Fourth was brand leader Walker's. And finally, Morrison's.
I can't believe the result. Asda crisps.
I was genuinely shocked. Having now tried those, and I don't even normally like salt and vinegar crisps either, I'm probably going to add them to the shopping basket.
And what did our resident psychic predict?
This is my card, and on the back of it I wrote down, I think the best crisps are the green ones.
Which of course was Asda. And that's magic. Chris is heading to the Saineys to tackle the family's out-of-control snacking addiction. The biggest offender is Dad VJ, who can't live without his daily fix of crisps and cake.
Hi, VJ. Hi, Chris. How are you? Very well. Yourself? Come on in.
So Chris has come up with a plan to upgrade these naughty treats to something a bit healthier.
Today I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. We're going to make some crisps and cake, which I know you're a fan of.
Fantastic.
First up, the cake. And Chris has brought an unexpected ingredient.
Beetroot. That's different.
Chris is baking an eggless chocolate and beetroot cake to help up the family's veg intake.
I've had carrot cake. Tastes all right, but never had a beetroot cake.
First job is to prepare the beetroot. It may be a vegetable, but its sweet flavour works really well in cakes.
That looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look,
smells lovely, that does.
It does smell great, doesn't it? And it gives it such a depth of colour and moisture.
Yeah.
We're also using rapeseed oil, which has around half the saturated fat of olive oil. Next, they add the sugar. We're easing VJ in gently.
It's really nice to see a bit of sugar going into this cake. You know? Can you put a bit extra in it? Yeah, just for me.
Chris adds flour and cocoa. To bind the mixture, he uses natural yoghurt instead of eggs. Finally, he adds the mashed beetroot and mixes till smooth. Come on,
Chris,
and
mix together.
Put some effort in.
And look, I mean, it just looks like a normal sort of chocolate cake mixer, doesn't it? You can't even tell there's beetroot or any vegetables in there, can you?
Actually, it just looks like melted chocolate now, doesn't it, really?
You want to stick your head in there, don't you?
Can I try a bit?
Yeah, do you want to have a try? Yeah, nice.
That is nice, that is.
Pour the mixture into the tin and put the cake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes. While it bakes, Chris whips out some more veg to show VJ a healthier alternative to his crisp addiction.
A carrot, a courgette and a sweet potato.
What kind of crisps are these going to be?
These are lovely, tasty, super healthy vegetable crisps.
First job, slice the vegetables as thinly as you can.
It's quick, it's simple, it's easy, and it's so much better for you, you know, than just going and buying a packet of crisps.
I wouldn't have actually thought about doing this, you know, making crisps with sort of veg, because we're so used to eating potato crisps all the time.
No, that's right.
The veg slices are laid out on a lightly oiled baking tray and cooked at 180 degrees until crisp.
What do you think Jyoti and the children are going to think? Do you think there'll be an acceptable substitute?
I hope so.
I think you're integral to this because obviously you're quite a crisp connoisseur. So if they see you tucking into them and enjoying them, they're going to be more likely to try them.
Absolutely.
Once crispy, Chris seasons the veg with yeast flakes, a vegan substitute for Parmesan cheese.
This just adds a little bit more flavour. Very, very good. Full of vitamin B and gives it that sort of cheesy flavour that hopefully the kids will enjoy. What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for the sweet potato one. I am.
Excellent choice. Yeah?
That's lovely, that is.
Happy with that?
That is really nice. You've amazed me.
A lot of people say that.
Chris and Vijay have brought the freshly baked cake to meet Greg, Jyoti and the kids at a local strawberry picking farm.
Well done. You're very good at this, aren't you?
Can I have another one? Yeah. He's eating the strawberries. He's eating all the strawberries. Yeah.
After all that hard work, it's finally time to dig into Vijay's chocolate cake.
Does everybody want some?
Yeah.
Chris, I want a big piece.
But will Jyoti and the kids be able to tell what the magic ingredient is?
Do you like it?
That is a nice cake.
Very nice cake. The secret ingredient was beetroot. What do you think?
Can you believe it?
No, I can't
You
believe
cannot taste beetroot.
That is
That's a nice-
amazing.
I'm really impressed at that cake.
It was delicious,
That is
isn't it?
better than a Battenberg, that is.
The next day in Sutton Coldfield, it's breakfast time.
Then you start.
And granola's on the menu.
What do you think? I think it looks the same.
No, I think it looks different. The clumps aren't so big.
Jyoti's usual branded granola sets them back £5.99 a box. But this cheaper one only costs £1.67.
It's different.
Texture-wise, it's the same, isn't it? Don't you think?
They munch their way through a box every 2 weeks, so switching would save them over £112 a year.
I think it's definitely been swapped. I'm really sure that it has.
I'll be honest with you, this actually tastes better.
The family are on the road to food recovery. But Greg wants to teach Jyoti more about the importance of a balanced diet. He's about to dish up a healthy serving of facts about the family's eating habits.
This is the Eat Well plate that is showing you what your food intake should be made up of.
Okay.
33% should be fruit and veg, but only 7% should be fatty or sugary foods. When we looked at your shopping bill, 20% was made up of fat and sugary foods, and you're only supposed to be consuming 7%.
Okay. I think the coupons are luring me into buying the same items and therefore I won't deviate or try anything new.
Well, you've got to seriously reduce the sugary and fatty foods, and you've got to seriously increase the fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, I agree.
To show Jyoti how to make a balanced meal, Greg's brought along a recipe for home-cooked vegetarian chilli.
There you are.
I'm making this, am I, or are you?
Well, you're making it. I don't mind helping.
Okay.
Is that all right?
No crisps on the side then?
Crisps as a treat.
Time to get cooking. First in the pan, onions and garlic.
We want 33% veg. There's the first bit, the onion.
And some chilli powder for bite.
1 teaspoon.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Let's get jiggy with it. Stir like a thing possessed. Come on. Get those flavours in those onions.
Next, Jyoti adds soya mince, a good meat alternative, which contributes to the protein on the Eat Well plate.
Give that a stir.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with you that a little injection of confidence wouldn't solve.
Next up are store cupboard staples, chopped tomatoes and tomato puree.
I like the fact that I'm getting handed everything once you've used
You're
it.
the kitchen hand now.
I'm the kitchen porter, I like that.
Next, Jyoti ups the protein content with a tin of kidney beans.
That's beautiful.
Definitely needs more chilli.
Now, that's the way to do it. We taste, we add. We taste, we add.
Grated carrots and green peppers are added to up the veg quota to the recommended 33%.
Look at all that veg. That is just goodness.
To make this veggie chilli would cost Jyoti £4.28. But how does it taste?
That is nice.
It's nice, isn't it? It is nice.
You know, I can actually taste the flavours. I think the kids would eat this.
I think this is lovely. And in this bowl, we have fulfilled all the food criteria that we're supposed to be eating for a healthy, balanced diet.
And it is actually tasty.
One thing I really do want you to focus on, for the sake of the health of your family, and I mean it, is this plate. Get these proportions right, please. Can you?
Yeah, thank you.
Come on, you can do this.
I can.
Jyoti's chilli was made with soya mince. Chris and Greg are with our dietitian Lucy to find out more about this meat alternative.
So what I thought we could do today is take a favourite family dish, the lasagna, and compare one made with beef mince and one made with soya mince.
The boys have no idea which lasagna is which. Will they be able to tell the difference?
The one in front of Chris, I think, may be meat-free, and it's got slightly bouncier texture to the mince.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
You are right, but what I think is really telling is that you had to think about it. It wasn't very obvious.
If we hadn't have been looking for the meat, I would never, ever have tumbled.
No.
These lasagnas contain all the traditional ingredients. The only difference is one has lean beef mince and one has soya mince.
How do they vary in terms of nutritional value?
The one made out of beef mince has 124.3 grams of protein. The one made with soya mince actually has slightly lower, 106.3. So it's about 17% less.
Soya may be lower in protein, but it has a host of other nutrients.
Soya protein is actually a good source of iron, which of course is very important for vegetarians. If you don't get enough iron in your diet, which we often get from red meat, you can become anemic.
Soya mince is also lower in saturated fat and calories than beef mince, and it's a great source of fibre.
And fibre is one of the nutrients that can help slow down how quickly we break down food, so it can help to keep you fuller for longer. And that fibre can also help to lower your cholesterol levels.
There's a real argument to incorporating more of this in your diet.
And in fact, just including a tiny amount, like 15 grams of soya protein a day, can lower your cholesterol by as much as 6%.
Lower your cholesterol by 6%?
Yeah.
That's enormous.
15 grams is nothing, is it?
That's less than a tablespoon. I'm going to start slinging handfuls of soya into my shepherd's pies and chili con carnes.
But what's the cost difference?
So this one actually costs £3.41 in terms of all the ingredients. And this one, using the meat mince, actually cost over £1 more. It was £4.44.
Wow.
So it's healthy on the wallet too.
Thinking in terms of the Sainis here, they could do numerous dishes. They don't have to be bored. And it's going to give them the protein and fill them up so they won't snack. It's perfect, isn't it? Absolutely perfect.
The food swap experiment is nearly over and it's treat night for the kids. Veggie hot dogs and chips. But is it their usual brands?
I'm not sure about the meat-free sausages though. They look darker in colour. So I don't think it's the same brand as we've had before.
Well spotted.
So it'll be quite interesting to see if they notice that there's a difference.
We've upgraded their usual veggie sausages for a healthier alternative. And the chips aren't their normal ones either.
With oven chips, I always go with a branded range. I'm often guided by the offers that are on that branded range, but I very, very rarely would go for a value range or a supermarket own brand. I guess I do that because I perceive it to be better and the taste is better.
We've swapped the chips for a supermarket-owned brand. If Jyoti keeps them, it will save 25 pence per bag. If they get through a bag a week, that's an annual saving of £13.
Priya likes particular types of sausages, but I think if they taste similar, they would be happy with them. And if they're cheaper, then I'm happy to go with the swap.
Actually, Jyoti, those sausages are 5 pence more expensive, but they're lower in salt, sugar and fat than your usual brand.
They smell quite familiar, but they look different. We'll see what the children think.
It's the moment of truth. What will Arun and Priya make of tonight's dinner?
Hot dog. Hot dog.
Okay, it's one of your favourite meals. Hot dog.
I'm going to eat all of it.
That sounds like a promise, Priya. We'll keep you to that.
The hot dog is different. It's better than the one that we normally have.
And what about those chips?
I think the chips are different. They are better compared to the original that we have. It's yummy. This is one of my favourite meals to have.
Great news for Mum. Despite the dearer sausages, the cheaper chips mean she could shave a sizable £10.40 off the family's yearly shopping bill. The UK market for meat-free products is now worth over £600 million. Committed carnivore Greg has come to a corn factory in Stokesley, North Yorkshire, to try to understand the rise in popularity of these meat substitutes.
For me, a spaghetti bolognese is made with lean mince. And I can't imagine bangers and mash without thick pork sausages. And how would you make a chicken Kiev without using a chicken? But many people enjoy these meals using a meat substitute. Well, I'd like to know what that meat substitute is, and also how it's made.
These products are made from mycoprotein, an edible protein derived from naturally occurring fungi. Greg is meeting Dr. Tim Finnegan, Director of Research and Development, to find out more.
This is mycoprotein.
Mycoprotein?
Yes.
And what is it exactly?
So it's a tiny member of the fungi family. It grows quite naturally in compost heaps or in the garden, but we discovered it and we found a way of growing it. And we grow it just like you'd make beer or something like that in a big fermenter. So it's packed full of good nutrition. It's about 14% protein. It's a source of fibre and the fat content's around about 1.5%.
That's amazing.
I've spent a lifetime looking at alternative proteins. It's always been a bit of a mission of mine. And
why?
Well, because I think we can't go on eating food the way that we do. Depending on whose numbers you believe, the world population is going to be something like 9 billion by 2050. That means we're going to need an extra 200 million tonnes of meat. Where's all that going to come from? We need new alternatives.
Down in the factory, the mycoprotein fungus is produced on a much larger scale.
Here it comes.
Which tickles Greg.
How much mycoprotein is going through here in the course of a day?
Oh, crikey. Well, I mean, on a full day, we'll be processing about 1.5 to 2 tonnes an hour.
It's a sizable lump of stuff.
It is a sizable lump of stuff, absolutely. It takes a lot of moving around.
Herbs and seasoning are mixed in, and the product is chilled with a blast of carbon dioxide to make the texture meaty.
Feel that, Greg. See how cold that is. So
that's freezing.
Cold, that's chilled right down there.
It's not as sticky.
No.
I've made a mycoprotein meatball.
Well done.
Next, the mixture is shaped into different products, like these chicken-style fillets.
And you can actually see the fibres starting to form to get that sort of meat-like texture.
This is going from a wet, doughy consistency to a drier, more fibrous one. I can see it, I can feel it.
Yeah, it's an amazing transformation.
I watched it being made, which is fascinating, but we've got the product here and I really want to taste it.
The proof is in the pudding, and first up is the chicken-style fillet.
Tiny little bit of sweetness and nice light seasoning. It's a nice flavour, it's quite subtle. It's got that stringiness that you'd find with chicken protein, but this is softer.
What about the burger?
And it's got the burger finish. It's got a deeper, beefier feeling when you finish. At the start, it's sweeter than the burger. I'm a big fan of a good quality piece of meat. I don't know whether I'd be fooled into thinking that this is chicken, but I could be, I think, fooled into thinking that that was a meat burger.
For the first time this year, we've seen more people buying this product who regularly eat meat.
You're telling me that meat eaters, as well as vegetarians, are now buying these?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, why?
There's a growing awareness that actually our meat consumption is probably just too much. We're not anti-meat, but I think we need to eat less, both for the health of our bodies and also the health of the planet.
Could it make my hair grow?
We could rub it in and see what happens.
I enjoyed today. I enjoyed watching the product being made and I liked eating it. What does impress me is it seems to be a really good source of protein with very, very little fat. I can perfectly understand why people that don't eat meat or want to eat less meat would use this as an alternative.
The food swap experiment is nearly over, and last on the list is Oren and Priya's orange squash.
I try to buy a sugar-free one. I do go for brands, but it tends to be what's on offer if I'm really honest.
We've swapped the kids' usual brand of squash for a supermarket own brand, but can they tell the difference?
There you go.
Well, that looks like it's going down well.
I think it tastes nice. It's actually better. I think Mummy should buy this again.
Well, Priya, it would save Mum over £12 a year if she did. In the UK, we glug millions of litres of squash every year. That's a lot of squash. But with so many brands on offer, how can you be sure you're getting the best taste and the best value? We've drafted in some American footballers from North London to rate 5 different brands of orange squash, without knowing what they are, of course.
If I was to buy orange squash, I would probably buy Robinson's, just because I grew up with it.
It's a brand, it's established, it's a safe option, and you'd assume the quality is there over a supermarket brand.
I'm actually a big drinker of orange squash. I'm a brand buyer. I believe that you get what you pay for, so you're going to get a better value and better taste.
But do you need to splash out to get the best tasting squash? Up for scrutiny are Aldi squash at just 63p per litre, Morrison's at 83p, Tesco costing £1.19, Waitrose at £1.33, and brand leader Robinson's costing £2.14. So which squash will score a touchdown with our American footballers?
I love orange squash. Is it true?
First up, a supermarket squash.
This is lovely.
It feels right in the mouth.
This is a man's orange drink. Probably going to be one of the cheaper brands.
That tastes horrible.
I reckon so.
Next, another own brand.
I like that. See, I like that.
That's
got plenty of sugar in that. This could be my favourite.
And finally, the brand leader.
I'd say that tastes cheap.
It tastes like you
It tastes basic.
But which squash took the footballers' fancy?
After all that taste testing, here's your winner.
Winner is Morrison.
So it was the supermarket squash from Morrison's that came out on top. In second place was Tesco's, joint third was Waitrose, and the lowest price offering from Aldi. And in fifth place, the brand leader, Robinson's.
It was a complete shock for Morrison's to win. I did not see that coming at all.
I think given the fact that everyone chose Morrison's like hands down over Robinson's, it does show you that, yeah, it doesn't make any difference which the brand is.
I'm, flabbergasted. It's proper shocked me, and I may have to sort of check my shopping list now and maybe save myself a few pennies in future.
The Sainies have come to the end of their food swap experiment. But have Greg and Chris achieved their goal of transforming the family's diet and saving them money?
We knew this was going to be a big challenge. We knew that when we met the family.
These guys were snacking excessively, partly out of boredom and partly because their diet wasn't fulfilling them.
As a family, it's been a steep learning curve for us. There has been occasions where I have wanted to go into the kitchen and help myself to the odd packet of crisps, But, you know, I've...
You've been really good, actually, and I've been quite surprised.
I mean, we needed some radical solutions to some quite difficult problems, and we've swapped a lot of their foods. I mean, we've been quite heavy-handed. I'm fascinated to see how they got on. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Come on.
You've been through a huge voyage of discovery here as a family. How'd you get on with your food swaps?
There were some foods that we thought very sort of similar.
Some of the things we liked, some of them we didn't.
Yeah, we thought it was all right.
What about having your food without the labels?
That was quite strange. I think you automatically think it's different because it looks different.
Yeah.
And it just shows how much we're swayed by the brand and the label.
How did you get on with less snacking?
OK, I mean, initially, when I saw the food swaps, I thought, I'm going to really suffer, you know? It was difficult.
Have you snacked less?
Yes, because I'm determined to obviously turn this around.
It doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing. I think changing it to be more healthy would stand you in really good stead.
Wise words from Chris.
You've been shopping then.
Time to reveal what was swapped and what wasn't.
We gave you frozen yoghurt.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you get on with that?
We all liked it.
We liked it.
Look, here's what we gave you.
All right.
Would you like to know the price difference?
Yeah.
£2.29 cheaper. I've got to step back. I can't believe it.
It tastes better, you'll like it, and it's cheaper.
Yes. I mean, look, we can buy two of those rather than one ice cream.
Swapping ice cream for frozen yoghurt will satisfy those sweet cravings in a far healthier way. And the family will save over £119 a year. Win-win.
Your granola, which you're a big fan of.
Yeah.
How did you get on?
It was just really, really nice, really tasty. I'm definitely swapped on this one, wherever it's from.
Superb, OK. So we did, in fact, swap it. You don't have to spend any more money because it's £4.32 less.
You are joking.
That's a bag, not a month.
No way.
I've got to sit down.
That's a swap.
Is this a cake?
The Sainies go through a bag of granola every fortnight, so ditching the old expensive brand saves over £112 a year.
Do you think we swapped your vegetarian sausages?
Definitely swapped. So I'm really intrigued to find out where they're from.
You're right, we did in fact swap them with a healthier alternative. They are a touch dearer, but they have a lot less fat, sugar and salt than the vegetarian sausages you normally buy.
They were definitely a winner. They were a winner with the children. They loved the hot dogs. So it's got to be a swap.
Yeah,
definitely.
Brilliant.
Going with the swapped sausages will cost 5p more per bag, but Jyoti is convinced the health benefits are worth the price increase.
What about the red Leicester cheese we gave you? How did you get on with that?
At the end of the day, it tasted fresh, looked fresh. I think it's from a supermarket, but from the deli counter.
It's a different brand of cheese, this is.
I think it's been swapped.
Well, Jyoti, you're in for a big surprise.
But interestingly, it's exactly the same one. That you
Oh, is it? OK. That is the one that I'll continue to buy it then.
Got you with that one?
I'm a little bit nervous about this one. The much beloved crisps. How did you get on?
I know that the crisps that I had were baked, but I don't know what brand.
So the crisps were in actual fact, as you rightly pointed out, baked. They are in fact a bit dearer.
They're a lot, yeah, I mean 50p is quite a lot. I don't think we'll keep those.
No.
No?
Have we taught you nothing, VJ?
The vegetable crisp is a really good idea, and if I'm going to make my own, then I don't need to buy these.
Oh, you had us there. There were a couple more swaps that the Sainies turned down flat.
Would you manage without your brand of ketchup?
No.
can't swap it then,
So
can
you
you?
can't swap it.
But most were a success.
Keeping them?
Amazing. Yeah, keeping them.
In fact, the Sainies decided to keep 80% of the food we gave them.
We're definitely going to keep that one.
These 8 swaps to supermarket-owned brands alone will save them over £530 a year.
Yeah!
We all loved it.
Very good.
Well done.
Chris and Greg's strategy was to get the family cooking from scratch, cut out the unhealthy snacking and reduce their shopping bills. But how much money have they saved?
When we first met you, you were spending, on average, £106 a week. It isn't a huge overspend, but I think this was a little bit more about making sure you got a more varied diet and hopefully started enjoying the food you were eating a little bit more, as well as trying to save you some money.
I think any of the money saving is a bonus. Having the more nutritional diet is really what we wanted.
Do you want to hazard a guess at how much you might have saved?
I think about 10 to 15 pounds.
You have saved this week nearly £29, £28.94.
That's nearly double than what I said. Wow, that's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Fantastic.
Well, that more than covers your gym membership. That comes to over £1,500 a year.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's a huge saving. And then to, on top of that, be eating more healthily. It's just fantastic.
Watching you change to a healthier, more balanced diet and saving money at the same time is a joy. Well done. Come on. Well done. Come on. We did it. We did it. I think we leave a happy household back there. I have to say, I think that was our toughest challenge so far.
No, I agree. I mean, on top of giving them a much better, well-rounded, nutritional diet, to save them money as well on top, I thought that was going to be a bridge too far, but we managed it.
And they're eating more varied dishes as well. We did well, mate. We did really well.
Well done.
Next week, we're with the Austin family.
What have we done?
Who are massively overspending.
That's the biggest weekly food bill I've ever seen.
They're obsessed with expensive brands.
Big brand after big brand after big brand going in his trolley.
And are helpless hoarders.
7 cheeses in the fridge already.
Greg and Chris face a huge challenge.
It's vile.
Getting this family back on track.
If they don't pack it in, they're going to go bust.